In this video, I'll show you how I went from this to making this with just $100 coming up right now. So this is Elden Ring. You probably know about it, probably heard about it, and perhaps one of the greatest games of this era. And once I played, I knew I had to recreate it. But wait, in one interview with Xbox Wire, Hidetaka Miyazaki mentions how he took inspirations from Elder Scrolls, Witcher 3, and Breath of the Wild to build the base of the game world. Meaning, the world of Elden Ring is this mix of realistic assets that ground you while also blasting your screen with these larger-than-life-size fantasy elements, like the Earth Tree. The game invites you to explore all these unknown lands from the very start when you can see all the major realms the game wants to lead you to. One such section of the game that I really like is the Academy of Raya Lucaria that you go through fairly early on the game. So of course, like a wise man, I started with this castle pack that was lying around, and it already had the sense of scale and a layout that is totally explorable by the player. But hey, this section of the game is mostly experienced through a night art style. So most of the scene is dark and moody, sort of like a night sky. Enter the Sky Creator, the first plugin that I'm going to use that literally creates skies. For lighting, well, it took a lot of time, but here you go anyway. The key areas that I really wanted to focus on are the main hall, the gateway entrance, the outdoors, and finally the statue of Marika. Okay, now Elden Ring is not complete without two entities, the Earth Tree and the Site of Grace. So I grabbed the generic tree that was in the project and it already had a look similar to Earth Tree. So I created this shader, fairly complex, but here you go. Also, those rays that are coming down from the tree are just flat planes pasted with the same shader that I created for the tree. But with the Site of Grace, I quickly realized that it is a totally different ballpark. First, it had a ton of effects, needed a lot of shader work, and also a bit of scripting to maintain that modularity throughout the scene. And I can confidently say that I can create a full video just on creating a Site of Grace. You can comment down below if you want to see it how I created. And I think you should subscribe because there are a ton of content that I'm planning to put out this year. More Elden Ring content and my favorite of all, a lot of Resident Evil content.
Something's not right.
But after all this, the scene did not look so Elden Ring-like. So I started thinking, what could I be missing? It turns out that if you have played the game all throughout, you will see all these ember-like particles, different color perhaps, which really add a ton of depth to the scene. So I created my own ember particles, similar looking particles with the game using Niagara system that comes with Unreal. There is also thick cover of fog, especially in the lining of the lake section, so mixing them delicately is the key here. Also, I had to add a forest cover and a bit of localized foliage to add a hint of color harmony as well as to make the scene look bigger, because in the game world, it already feels so large and self-sustaining even from the point of view of the player. As a finishing touch and the centerpiece of our environment, I sculpted the statue of Marika in ZBrush. It was a time-taking process, of course, but I sculpted all the details, posed the character, and also I am not a character artist by any means, so I decided to remove the head all itself, and the statue kind of resemble what you can see inside Mesmer's chamber in the Shadow of the Earth DLC. And then I went to Substance Painter, textured our statue, and here it is. And now, after so much work and hours put in, so here it is. I'm finally presenting you a short gameplay of the environment that you all have been waiting for. Now, was it a faithful recreation of Elden Ring or just another copy? Well, I don't know. But even trying to reach a similar outcome at the end is so rewarding, just for the fact that you learn so much about how dedicated the artists and the developers must have to be to create a masterpiece like Elden Ring. Now, thank you all so much if you have reached this far into the video. I'm glad to inform you guys that I'm taking commissions and gigs, so if you are someone who is watching and want this level of work done, probably for some project or some client work, I really welcome you to reach out to me. You can find a Google form in the description that you can fill out and we can take things forward from there. You can also follow me on Instagram, connect with me, and I'm more than happy to help you guys out. With that said, I'll see you in the next video.